Hi, guys. Good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie. And in tonight's video, I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and frankly, new least favorite episode of The Walking Dead, which just dropped a few minutes ago. Before I get into all that, of course, please be warned this is a spoiler filled review, although honestly, there really isn't much to spoil because not a whole lot happened. And frankly, it was pretty damn boring and disappointing with very few highlights. So let's just jump right into it, okay? Like I said, there's really nothing at risk here in terms of spoilers. So you've been warned, though. So let's get back to it. I think I can finally say this was probably my least favorite episode of The Walking Dead. I've enjoyed almost all the episodes to date except this one. I like some episodes more than others, and some episodes I would not rewatch, and some I definitely would rewatch, and I will definitely not rewatch this one. It was boring. Nothing happened. Carol had a bad day, still coping with the guilt of the losses they endured due to her incurring the wrath of the Saviors because of her own personal vendetta. I mean, granted, her mission of personal revenge did lead to the end and downfall of the Whisperers. Beta's gone, Alpha's gone, Lydia's fully assimilated into the group, and although their Walker horde is gone, the rest of the Whisperers all dead. So it did lead to a positive outcome, but they faced many losses along the way. So I get that she's dealing with all that, but could you give her something more interesting to do than trying to kill a fucking rat? I mean, I did enjoy her venting her frustrations to Dog. Dog was probably one of the best parts, if not the best part of this episode. His behaving and misbehaving were a delight to see and watch. He was probably the best part of this episode, which is too bad, and it says a lot because Daryl's my number one favorite character, and even he wasn't given much to do. He had one almost tiny bit of exciting sequence happen to him when the car almost crushed him. But other than that, a broken down bike and killing walkers, okay, we've seen it before, nothing special. There was one good thing I liked about this episode. It was a great reminder of the wholesomeness and just how good-hearted Jerry is because, in a few episodes ago, we saw some of the Hilltop residents and the other group members kind of giving Carol the side eye and vocally expressing their displeasure at her for releasing Negan, and then him joining the Whisperers and him participating in the attack that burned down Hilltop. And a lot of people are still mad at her about it. But Jerry is just so wholesome and kind that even if he had a reason to gripe with Carol, he wouldn't because he cares about everybody so much. And him hugging her, embracing her at the end there was pretty sweet. I did like that. That was probably the one redeeming moment of this entire boring, uninteresting episode. The other good thing that came from it, besides Jerry and Dog, was that by having Carol and Daryl go their separate ways temporarily, it allows some healing and cooling off to begin. Because when two people who care about each other very much, whether they're friends or family members or whatever, when two people who care about each other deeply get into a big nasty fight for whatever reason, it's always best to let some time healing process and time between both of them, which means, being physically far from one another for a period of time. So allowing both parties to cool off and calm down. And then they start to feel better. And then eventually they can rekindle their relationship. But still, they could have given both of them far more interesting things to do in this episode. And they just didn't. Was it because of a lack of ideas, or they thought people should see Carol struggle with something as benign as cooking soup or trying to kill a rat? I don't know. I mean, even the rat trap, as ingenious as it was, seemed kind of dumb to me because it was made of cardboard and the rat could have easily chewed its way out of there eventually. So, but Dog was a highlight. Jerry was a highlight. Jerry embracing Carol was pretty good. So, at least there's that. On the plus side, the new season finale, which is the big Negan backstory episode, looks very good, and that will probably make up for this shitty, boring episode we just got. So I hope you guys liked this episode as much as I did, although you probably didn't, you probably didn't, so, because it just wasn't that good. But first time for everything, and oh well. you know what? The show has one more season left, and that's it. If people are sick of it, so and if you're sick of it, why are you still watching? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your evening. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for the coming week. There's a lot of content I'm going to be covering, so make sure you're subscribed for all that. Have a great rest of your night, and of course, until next time, may the force be with you.